Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we're going to do a little housekeeping. That's right. I usually am so good about going through all of my purchases for the past few weeks and, rather than just doing first impression introductions, to play with them a little bit, live with them a little bit, and let you guys know what I think of these products. Especially with the Sephora sale coming up, you need to know further thoughts to form a better opinion. And we have been so inundated with complexion products that I have been remiss, I admit it, and I haven't been able to do any follow-ups. So because I have so many follow-ups and so many fun purchases other than complexion products in the last 4 to 6 weeks, I am going to break it into 2 videos, and today we're going to look at all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have purchased in the last not quite 2 months, I would say 4 to 6 weeks, and I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are now that I've been wearing them a lot and playing with them a lot. So we have a lot to do. But first, I really want to take just a little bit of time to thank my partner for this video, Kinder Beauty. Yes, this video is sponsored by the lovely folks at Kinder Beauty Box. A beauty box subscription, you say, Rebecca? What is this? Well, actually, I think this is a really relevant one. If I'm partnering with them to sponsor my video, you know that I am on board. So let me tell you a little bit about it. If you've been with this channel a while, one of the things that often comes up is suspicions about claims of clean beauty, about claims of vegan. What constitutes it? Well, the folks at Kinder Beauty Box wondered the same thing, and what they do is they source the best truly vegan, truly cruelty-free. Kinder Beauty was founded by 2 actors and activists that you've probably heard of. The first is Daniela Monet, who, if you are an American, you will know from the CBS sitcom Listen Up. And the second in the team is Ivana Lynch, who you will definitely know no matter where you are on the planet, as long as you've seen a Harry Potter movie, as she was Luna Lovegood. We've all watched the Harry Potter movies, right? Well, these 2 ladies are friends, and like I said, they're actors and activists. They care so much about animal welfare, and they teamed up to find and search out many multi-brands that are cheerleading vegan, cruelty-free beauty, makeup, skincare. So for $23 a month, you get a yearly subscription with a box that comes every month with about $165 worth of product. And if you use my code below, all the information is below, both the link and the code, you'll get 50% off your first box. You get $165 worth of brand new vegan, cruelty-free, clean beauty discoveries that you can trust. And the first box that you will get when you subscribe is the box that we're going to look at today, the Kinder Favorites box. But there's all sorts of other offers. If you are a new subscriber to their boxes, and if you sign up for 3 to 6 month plans, you'll get another free box valued at $85. You can also join the Kinder Beauty Club and get rewards. And of course, there's also the Kinder Marketplace, which you can go to even if you're not a subscriber to their boxes to see all sorts of Kinder endorsed clean beauty brands. There's beauty deals and savings if you happen to also subscribe to the box. So it's all good news. But I want to tell you first, if you subscribe, what you're going to get in your first box. I have been enjoying it. They sent me this box a week or so ago, and I've been playing with it to replace my morning and nighttime skincare routine, and I think I'm looking and feeling pretty good. And when you really have true, clean, vegan beauty, not questionable, but authentic, there's something about it where you just feel like you can breathe it in, and it's just like such goodness. So I want to talk to you a little bit about it and demonstrate me using it at night and in the morning in my brand new pajamas. I'm so proud of my new little satin pajamas, which you'll see here. The first thing that you receive in your Kinder Beauty Favorites box that you will get with your subscription for 50% off is the Moonlit Skincare Bamboo Silk Scrunchie. I love this scrunchie for a number of reasons. It's kind of the perfect softness. It doesn't tear at my hair. It doesn't cause that crease. Sometimes I do my makeup after I've, blow dried my hair, and I want to get my hair out of the way, but I don't want the crease in it. And so this is so soft and perfect. But as you can see in the video of me here putting it on, also your hair doesn't fall out of it. It doesn't go to the side. It's kind of like the perfect elasticity, and it doesn't hurt your hair, which I love. It's a $10 value, and you get it in your box. The second thing I want to show you is a brand called Dirty Lamb. Now, Dirty Lamb has this lavender and orange oil with antioxidants and fatty acids, and it hydrates and nourishes. And I use a few drops of this at night before bed. Kind of the last thing I do before bed, and I just kind of put a few drops in my hand and pat it in, and it is so nourishing and so nice. Plus, I like to kind of get a good whiff of it because it just makes you feel really good. It almost has a therapeutic, for me, feeling when I kind of inhale it. It's really quite beautiful in your hands as you press it onto your face. In the morning, one of the things I use is this Hawaiian Beauty Water. This stuff is so great. It exfoliates, it tones, it tightens with papaya enzymes and hibiscus, Hawaiian sugar, and AHA and BHA. So what I do is I spray this onto a cotton round, and in the video here you'll see that I am, in honor of this video, of course, using a reusable cotton round there. I just throw that into the wash and wash it. So I spray it on there, and then I kind of put it on my face, and it just kind of like a toner. I really feel like my skin is prepped and ready after I wash my face in the morning. And then I add in this absolutely lovely Earth Harbor Mermaid Milk Nutrient Glow Moisturizer. Look at this stuff. There's something really exciting about a super thick moisturizer because you can like feel it go on. I don't know, and as you rub it, I don't know, I love it. I love that in conditioners for hair, and I love it in a moisturizer when you really feel like you're putting something really good and you can watch your skin drink it up. This has matcha and hyaluronic acid. It reduces redness, and it does do that. Moisturizes and boosts radiance. Plus, I gotta tell you, when we talk about clean, natural beauty, do you know that this brand is the first brand to be completely climate neutral and plastic negative? Climate neutral and plastic negative. So this is a glass jar here. So this is pretty amazing with the Earth Harbor Mermaid Milk. You guys gotta try these. And last but not least, and I gotta be careful when I hold these up because they're used and therefore dried out. Boy, did I enjoy them. This is the 100% Pure Bright Eye Mask. This is a $7 value, and it's a caffeinated eye mask with 95% aloe water. And it kind of sticks on. You know the way these are kind of wet when they're new. They're not new now, so I'm holding it carefully. But when you put them on, they kind of stick, and then they'll adhere until the skin kind of drinks up the moisture. And that's for deeply moisturizing when you really feel like your eyes are dry, which funnily enough, they must have known when they sent me this because I have really been needing this. And afterwards, I felt such smooth. It felt so nice without feeling like it left any cream on there. I don't like a feeling when it feels like there's too much there because it can get too heavy. The skin under our eyes is so gentle and soft. I don't like it if it feels like too much, you know? So this was really nice. It just kind of dried, and then they came off. They adhered till they dried, and the skin drank it in. And then it just really left me a nice smooth surface that I put makeup on afterwards, which I really enjoyed. So I highly recommend that you guys give this a try, especially if you are always in search of truly vegan, clean, cruelty-free beauty. You've got to try the Kinder Beauty Box. Again, it is $23 a month with 50% off the first month if you use my link and code readily available down below. You get $165 worth of product a month and all sorts of good perks, including savings in the marketplace and the Kinder Beauty Club and all sorts of good things. So make sure that you do that to celebrate these lovely folks who were kind enough to sponsor this video. And now let's get on with our program. We have got a lot to get through, so let's get started. I am surrounded on this table by eyeshadow and eyeshadow palettes that I have purchased in the last 4 to 6 weeks. So I definitely owe an update. Let's get started with our Viseart matte. So Viseart made little versions of their larger matte palettes. These are easily tradable with others with pans of the same size. They're also more affordable and easier to grab. I grabbed 3 of them. There's of course more than that. I have been using them a ton and I didn't need time to give more than a first impression as I already know how these perform. Super reliable, super nice, super beautiful. I got, and I will link all of the original reviews below so that you can see swatches, you can see demos, all that good stuff. If I did that all here, we'd be here all day. Nobody got time for that. Okay, so we have, I got the neutral, the cool. Those of you waiting for the cool tone revolution will be excited about this. And I got the milieu, which is the one I use the most because it, to me, is the most interesting. Viseart is fantastic. Great palette to use on its own for a matte look, no matter which of the color stories that you choose, but also really good just frankly to have to add to other palettes. Sometimes we get glitzy, glamorous palettes that are beautiful, but you can't get just one look out of them. So I love to add Viseart to that, especially their mattes. They're famous for them. Let's talk about Tom Ford. We have 3 different Tom Fords that I've picked up in the past month or 2. 2 of them were from the Extreme Badass collection, which is the stupidest name. Why do you make me say badass, Tom Ford? I just said it again. Okay, at any rate. And I have a lot to say about this. Okay, so there was Metal Lust, and there was Lava Luster. I actually prefer Lava Luster, so let's just speak about that first. And again, I will have the actual video below, but it's all metallic and I thought it was beautiful. The real story here is the strangeness that occurred with Metal Lust. And if you were part of this, you're gonna have to weigh in the comments because if you were involved in the drama, I don't understand it. Something is being hidden from us, not to be suspicious, but to be suspicious. It was really a strange story. So we were told that it was going to get released with the rest of the Extreme Badass collection. And then it wasn't. And we got, Beautylish told us, oh, you know, we didn't get it yet. And it wasn't on the Tom Ford site. It was really strange. And then it kept appearing. And I have many, many subscribers, including Laura, and I went back and forth on this, that it would reappear and folks would order it. And then you'd be told, oh, no, sorry, it wasn't there, but we're not refunding you because it's coming. But then it wouldn't come. So now we're refunding you. But now it's coming. So we're not refunding. Really weird for a nice eyeshadow palette, but not my favorite by far. What was the deal? If you got the scoop on what the deal is, or if you just have a hunch, a suspicion, or some sort of funny story that goes along with it, let me know what happened to you trying to get. I never knew this would be such a palette to get. Crazy. But the real story with Tom Ford, to me, to be honest, was the cream formula. So this is the Tiger Eye cream formula. I will be trying to buy the others at the Sephora sale. So let me get in there first before anybody else because I want to get more of these. I am overwhelmed with how good this cream shadow is. I love it. You got to watch my video. It's pure rapture. I just love how it applies. I love everything about it. I just purchased this one palette because sometimes, unpopular opinion, sometimes I'm not wowed by Tom Ford power. Honestly, I don't see what the hubbub was over the Metal Lust. I know that sounds rich coming from someone holding it when so many people couldn't get it, so I'm sorry. But I was just like, whatever. But the cream, I love the cream, and I need to get the others. There's also the all matte one. I gotta get it. Sorry, that was a little bit too enthusiastically strange. Okay, let's calm back down. I want to talk to you about Mob Beauty. So the Mob Beauty, they have their own website, but they also are going to be coming back to Beautylish where they did a capsule collection. Speaking of Beautylish again, I love this stuff. Now it's a bit finicky. You got to see my video, which I'll link below. You have to put it all together. I'm actually wearing the lighter version of the Mob Beauty. I thought it was a good one to do since Kinder Beauty Box sponsored this video and they are so vegan and cruelty-free, and that's really what Mob is. And Mob's, also make sure they're very sustainable and then they're not adding to any of the waste in the world that we all make. And so it's a little fidgety to put this together. And in my video, Mr. Not Fit for Print Beauty comes in and does a little impromptu demo. He was supposed to be filming me do it, but he got frustrated because I couldn't figure it out. I'm not an idiot, but you know, it took me a second. I then ordered the darker one because I like this lighter so much better. And I did put this one together on my own. Thank you. At any rate, he shows us how to put it together. It's a little bit fiddly, but once you get it together, it is so lovely to use. Now, so many of you have asked me, because it is so clean, how will it last? How will the eyeshadow shades last? That remains to be seen, but it's been a while. So far, so good, but I get it. I will report back in, say, 6-7 months, and we'll see how it lasted then. All right, let's talk about Natasha Denona. We have 2 releases very recently from Natasha Denona. Remember this one? We had the Mini Crush. This was for Valentine's Day, and it is super pretty and fairly forgettable. I mean, bless her with her $25 price point for these. Very, very pretty. You know, kind of reminds me of the Cranberry and the Mini Love, the Mini Cranberry, Mini Love. It's beautiful. I very rarely remember to use it. It's really pretty, but you know, don't get too much FOMO. It's not much. But for $25, if you're a completionist, as I like to call my hoarding tendencies, I think you will like it very much. But the big release from Natasha Denona is the Pastel palette, which I very recently reviewed and really enjoy. I am an all neutrals kind of lady, but I do enjoy using the Natasha Denona Pastel palette in its monochrome sense. I feel that all of the shades perform really well, including the 2 repeat shades that are from the Tropic palette, which I wasn't a huge fan of the Tropic palette. Natasha Denona used to be more hit and miss than she is now. And I didn't like the Tropic palette, but I do love the performance of all of these. And I'm really, really into Illusion, which is this new kind of triachrome topper shade. It'd be nice if I held it up and showed you. I enjoy it. I have actually worn it quite a few times, even though I haven't had it all that long. Let's move on to Sydney Grace. Sydney Grace has had some beautiful single shadows, but I prefer to wait for the palettes. I'm just a palette person. And this one is the Be Mine palette, also released around Valentine's Day and came in typical Sydney Grace lovely fashion, a darker and lighter version. So I got the lighter, not for any specific reason. It's really not even a skin tone thing. I just kind of like those more subtle eye shades. So here it is right here. And I just think it's a beautiful palette. It is everything we have come to expect from Sydney Grace. Their formula is dreamy, creamy. If you haven't tried it before, you ought to. If you are someone who enjoys playing with eyeshadow, absolutely lovely. The creaminess of their shadows, I'm going to go out on a limb, a short limb, because it's not much of a limb, and tell you some of the most beautiful out there today. Absolutely lovely. So all good things for Sydney Grace Be Mine. Urban Decay is definitely getting some flack from folks. This is a Wild Greens palette. It has this cardboard. I admire the slimness of the packaging, but a lot of people thought they really cheaped out. It's their kind of green palette. They released this with a mascara, which was actually a little sleeper mascara, not bad at all. But this I thought was very pretty. Urban Decay can do no right in a lot of people's eyes. They did that Cyber palette, which nobody liked, and now they're doing, which I liked, but nobody liked it, and now they did this one, and I like it too. I've used it quite a few times. I think it's a really pretty, actually fairly neutral palette. You guys were not pleased with it. I've worn it quite a few times and I like it. I've worn it more than I've worn the Mini Crush from Natasha Denona. I do like it, but I know you guys didn't. I want to say something about something that I did not like, and I have 2 perspectives on this. The Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize, she did a bunch of matte shades, almost like her Super Nudes in Eyes to Mesmerize form. I was disappointed. I had hoped they would have that moussey texture like her other Eyes to Mesmerize that we have come to know and love. And they didn't. Nor did they feel like MAC paint pots, which I compared them to in the video I've linked below. I found these dry, hard to use, thick, too heavy on the eyelid, and uncomfortable. But you know, and that was widely, I mean, most people that reviewed it were like, ew. But I have to refer you to a dear friend of mine who also happens to have a channel on YouTube, Allie M's Beauty. And if you've probably heard of Allie M's Beauty, but if not, I'm going to link a review that she did of this stuff below. I got to tell you, I tried it again after watching her review because I'm like, why does she make it look so good? She makes her eye makeup stay on with this stuff. She uses it under shadow. She uses it alone. I don't know what she does, but she loves it. She can't imagine why anyone else wouldn't, because she has such luck with it. So if you bought these and you have them and you're kind of like me going, I just don't like them, you've got to refer, I'll link it below, Allie's video down below. She works wonders with this stuff. I don't like it. She does, but you can see why she does by the way she uses them. It's something magical that my friend Allie has. So definitely check out her channel. It's well worth it anyway. Let's talk about Pat McGrath. We have the Pat McGrath Bridgerton. Now, this is the first. There's more Bridgerton coming. More Bridgerton is coming any moment now at time of filming. We don't quite know when it's going to be released, but maybe it has by the time you are watching this. I don't know. This is a beautiful little palette. I use this thing a whole heck of a lot, and I didn't think I would. I'm not usually a huge fan of Pat McGrath 6 pans, but this is a lovely one. I'm partial to rosy tones, and I just like this. I like the little shade here that has the blue. I just like it a lot, and I will go on record as saying I'm super excited about Bridgerton Part 2 coming soon from Pat McGrath and the folks at Bridgerton. I also picked up her really, really cool, she did this limited edition, Dark Star 006 version 3 with this multi-chrome that I wish she had in one of her palettes. I'm mesmerized by it in the viewfinder there. And this eye gloss, and I use it and show you how to use it in my demo portion of the review, so I'm linking that below. Super fun. I don't use it a lot because I'm not really going to wear a wild multi-chrome with a really fussy eye gloss over it. But for all those times that I'm in front of the camera, you know, all my red carpet appearances, I will be wearing that. At any rate. Okay, let's talk about Too Faced. We have two Too Faced palettes to discuss. The first, I don't know what to say. The first is the Too Faced Too Femme palette. Okay, my issue with this is a pretty palette. My issue with this is I find it stinky. I like Too Faced, I mean just, honestly, that much so. I like Too Faced because generally their scents are gourmand, and I'm okay with that kind of gourmand scent. You know, you get a lot of gingerbready stuff and chocolate and peach, and you know what they're famous for. This is floral, that's the butterflies, and I'm not a fan of floral, and I find it cloying, and I feel that when it goes on my eyes, I can still get a whiff of it. Usually Too Faced is really good about dissipating. I don't feel this dissipates. And then I had a subscriber ask me if it ever kind of burns on the eyes, and I was like, I don't know. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I couldn't unsee it, so to speak, or unfeel it, and I swear it does. Also, the Major Love mini palette. Hold on. I gotta get those. Stay right there. We're back, if my head weren't attached. I more recommend the little Major Love. This guy sneaked through, and I do have a video on him. So cute. A few of you asked me, doesn't it look a lot like the Forbidden Fruit and the other ones on the Forbidden Fruit Cake and the other mini, the mini from Christmas, the gingerbread, that was it. Yeah, it does look a little bit like it. These are affordable. They're fun. This one has a pear scent, like a floral pear scent, but it's very vague and it does dissipate. And it's got the cute little tin and the cute little camo. This is adorable. If given a choice between the two, I would go for this one. I can't handle the scent anymore, and I swear it burns on the eyes. I don't know if it does. It's in my head now. I think it does. And then, what I was super excited about, and I reviewed at time of filming just a few days ago, the Too Faced Born This Way Sunset Stripped palette. This is a continuation of the original Born This Way complexion palette, you know, that was supposed to match their foundations that they released. So this is supposed to be a very inclusive neutral, and it just picks up where those shades left off, and I absolutely love it. Do you need it if you have the first? Well, no, of course not. What's the scent? Kind of sunscreen baby powder? Love this one. Loved the first one. Up to you whether you need both. You do not need both, I suppose. Okay, let's talk about Hindash. we have the Hindash Monochromance. I cannot say enough good things about Hindash. And it's kind of funny because so many of you saw my first video. Actually, I've done 2 videos because I covered his first release as well. But I did the whole collection this time. Those boy tears, this isn't a highlighter video, but those boy tears are sensational. At any rate, the face palette, eyeshadow palette, I think it's amazing. I get it. A lot of you are like, what would I do with that? Try it. Just try it. The artistry this unleashes, the creativity, the beauty in the mattes, and then because he did the boy tears with it, honestly, if you haven't, if there's 2 things up here or 3 things up here you haven't tried. Viseart, most of you have by now. But if you haven't, really the 2 things, Sydney Grace and Hindash have to be they're totally different formulas, but these are so creamy. These are so beautiful, and they're just lovely. And last but not least is the Nars Summer Unrated palette. This, of course, comes with 3 different face palettes, but this is all eyes today, guys. I wanted to talk to you about this one. I am a huge fan of Nars. I think they're really killing it lately with their releases, and I think this is beautiful. There was some confusion. I told you that they advertised this as 16 shades, the most shades that Nars has ever put in an eye palette, and some of you went, was it maybe the most Nars repeat shades? No, because there are a few repeats. No, they meant it's the most, the largest amount that they've ever put in, but do remember that at the holidays they also had 16, so I guess that was the most also. Kind of advertising speak, really, but you know, they have 16 shades in here. These are a little bit more subtle. A lot of you asked me about this versus the Climax. No, the Climax palette by Nars is much grungier, much heavier. This is much lighter. It's just kind of a light, really pretty, really feminine, really spring palette. It's kind of perfect for spring. It's really beautiful neutrals, and you know I love a good neutral, with some pops of hot pink, just to keep the neutral from getting a little bit boring. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love collecting Nars shadows. I think they're well worth it, and I think this is a really good one. It's not going to give you the most bang for your buck like maybe some of the other releases around the holidays, but I still think the shadows perform beautifully. It's purposeful that they're gentle and feminine. So I really appreciate it and love it and think it is well worth the money. What are my favorites on the table here in front of us? My absolute favorites are anything by Mob Beauty, the Tom Ford Cream Shadows, the Hindash, the Nars, and the Too Faced Born This Way Sunset Stripped. Those are my absolute favorites that are up here that I will recommend. Some of these will be available at the Sephora sale. I want to hear everything that you guys think below. What of this big table in front of me did you guys purchase? What did you purposefully skip? What are you maybe waiting for a sale on? There are lots of other spring sales coming up too, so let me know that. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, I sure hope that you did. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel so that I don't miss you in any of the fun and upcoming videos. And a huge thank you to my friends over at Kinder Beauty for sponsoring this lovely little adventure. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.